Next, let's queer business. Out Leadership's 2024 index highlights increasing risks for LGBTQ plus community. For 6 years, the gay advocacy group Out Leadership has produced an index gauging the business climate for gay and transgender people state by state, mapping out where they can live and work with the least discrimination and hardship. Todd Sears, Out Leadership's founder and CEO, says he was not surprised when the average score fell again in 2024 as Republicans sharpened attacks on gay and transgender rights heading into the presidential election. Out Leadership's State LGBTQ plus Business Climate Index ranks states based on how they treat the LGBTQ plus community, from government policies to prevalent attitudes. Not surprisingly, red states generally ranked as high risk for gay and transgender people, while blue states are considered more safe. New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts remained at the top of the Out Leadership Index in 2024, while Arkansas received the lowest score since the index began. The largest decreases were driven by rising anti-LGBTQ plus sentiment and state legislation restricting gay rights, including so-called Don't Say Gay bills in Florida, Indiana, Kansas, and North Carolina. Looking at the statistics, Sears highlights the importance of businesses standing by the LGBTQ plus community during these challenging times. Well, this is very interesting that we're in 2024 and we're supposed to be progressing forward, and it just seems like the clock just keeps being rolled back due to the most idiotic things that we see in politics, in the headlines, in the news. Like, these things actually do move society. Yeah. Like, this shows that these actually do have, the book bans, they actually do have a impact. The transgender bathroom bills and all the other stupid ass bills that we've seen thus far and that are paraded and around to protect the children. We see that they do have an impact from this survey.
They do.
And it's just fortunate that we live in this bubble over here in South Florida.
Well, it's like, and how do we navigate around that? We just did a story 2 stories ago about Airbnbs and being safe in certain places and Wilton Manors being in the top 10. You know, the reality is that if you can work, eat, and sleep in Wilton Manors and go nowhere else, there's a high probability that you'll be okay, you know? But that's not the case everywhere else, you know? Certain organizations put out, travel bans to Florida that hurt a lot of our businesses here, you know, telling people that it wasn't safe because of the target on the transgender community's back. Yeah. You know,
and to pick up to your point, Faye, I hate when my friends say, "Oh, I'm banned in Florida. I'm not going to Florida because of, the governor." That's no way to fight the fight, right? That's no way to help us who actually live here. And I'm always reminded of Nelson Mandela and the ANC when they were fighting in South Africa against apartheid. They had originally left South Africa, right, because they were being hunted by the apartheid government and they were being jailed, and so a lot of them left. But what they quickly realized was that they were not going to win the battle, right? They were not going to win a battle from other countries. They had to fight the fight on the ground. So they all came back to South Africa to fight the fight. And I believe the same thing here is that we can't flee Florida, right? Or we can't, it's shame on our friends and shame on people to not come here because of what the governor's doing. We're not going to win the battle, right? If we all of a sudden, all the gay folks are saying, "Oh, I'm not traveling, I'm not going there," because it's not we're not going to win a battle. We're going to just feed right into the governor, and the governor's going to win. So we have to stay here. We have to fight the battle.
He wants us to leave.
He wants us to leave, right? He wants us and our businesses to go, right? So we're not going to help.
Happy when we say that.
Right. So we're not going to help our businesses by leading, and our friends are not going to help us who live here and who have to deal with this by not coming here.
Listen, I understand if you have children, I get that. If I had a transgender child, I would probably leave this state. That would be the only reason.
Somebody I know did. Yeah.
Because of gender affirming care, etc. Right? But
But
this Latina lesbian, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going down with the boat. I am going down with the ship. You're gonna have to take those palm trees from my lesbian hands. I'm not. You will not take me out. There is no way. And I know people like Edward are gonna stick it out just like I am. There's just no way.
Yeah, because we need y'all to be on this newscast for people in Arkansas who's low on the list.
That's right.
To see that gay people actually exist. Good Lord. I've been to Arkansas. I've been to Little Rock and I've been to Fayetteville, where it's the home of Walmart. And it's...
I need to pick up soap and a gun. Let's go to Walmart. Just about.